Hello, everybody. If you're listening in, just want to remind everyone that we are on our public page. We are not doing the live tonight in the group, but we will have watch parties going on in the group for those who would rather be in there. Hey, Victoria. Let me hey. Okay, I am waiting for Linda to pop on in here so we can get this party started. This is our Sunday live. Let's talk autism. So anything autism you want to talk about, feel welcome. This is okay. I have to get this straight here. So Linda and I are parents, just like most of you. So if there's something going on in the chat room that you can answer, feel free. That's what it's all about. Parent-caregiver interaction live. So ask your questions, share your suggestions, comments, concerns. Let me see where Miss Linda is. Hold on one second while I try to locate her. Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay. I'll tell Ari. I'll tell Ari. She'll be home in a minute, okay? Get out of there, please, sir. Hey, get out of there. Little boy. Go in the room. Your sister will be here in a minute, okay? Say hi to everybody. And wipe your mouth. What you eating? Okay, so once again, everybody, this is Sunday Live. Let's talk autism. And you guys will probably have to excuse me for a moment because my son is into everything right now. I do have a watch party going on. Is that me?
Sorry.
I do have a watch party going on in the group. So, like, letting everybody know we are on the public page. DeAndre, please. No. 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 Well, I know some of you know how this is, but excuse me. DeAndre. 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 Can you, okay, take it in your room, please. That's what you want? Okay. So, give him some something here. You're only going to get a little bit. Okay? That's it. That's enough. Bye. Okay, as I was saying, we are on the public page, the main page, the LLC. But we do have watch parties going on in the support group. So if you have a question or a suggestion, and as before, when we are on the public page, if you're in the support group and you don't want your name announced, make sure you put that in whatever question or suggestion you are making. So we won't call your name if you don't want it called. DeAndre, my backup is not here right now. She's out with my other
Ari.
daughter. So every time I knew this was gonna happen. Now before I sat down here, he was just as calm. And as soon as I sat in this chair, hey, come here. Come here, let me talk to you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi to everybody.
I am fine.
Look down there.
Hi, DeAndre. Hi.
Okay. Now go sit down. Hey, go that way. That way. Okay. So how's everybody doing out there? Hope you all are good. Hey, Jess. Hello. Share Bear. Hello, Monica. Tamiko. Hello. Belinda. Lip gloss is popping. How are you tonight? And over in the watch party, please let me know if you don't want me to shout out your name, because I'm about shouting out. Lisa Marie, Donna, hello. Jennifer and Valerie, Monique, Rochelle. No. Donna, Gina. Okay. Look. No. Excuse me, you guys. Excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry. Linda, please take
Yeah,
off.
I will. Yeah. Okay, let me find my comments. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Linda. I'm the other admin. That was Nita. For anybody who doesn't know us, again, that was Nita, La Bonita, and we're the two admins. And this is Let's Talk Autism, open forum for anything you want to discuss autism. And welcome, everybody.
Okay, go sit down. Go sit down.
Hey, Monica. I haven't seen you in a bit. Hey, Tamiko, Belinda, Shawnetta.
Hello. Hey, Brenda, Marie, Shay, Samantha, Tisha, Rosanna, Kimberly, Alex. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Hey, Jennifer. And Yana. Okay, let's see. We have Kelly who says, is there any in-home therapies for autism children in Senatobia, Mississippi? Does anyone know? I don't know, but you should. There should be something available. I'm in Michigan. You should have some type of, I'm not familiar with that area. So I don't know if that is that a small town? And you may have to check with the bigger surrounding areas and see if you can have someone come out. And hi, Donald. Hello, everyone. My name is Donald, and my 4-year-old son is Emmett. He is on the spectrum. I love this page. With all I have, thanks, everyone. You're all so great and supportive. Thank you for being a member. We appreciate that. We like to see things like that. And Kenyana says, Daniel learned how to write the letter D this week. His teachers are hoping he will be able to write his name before Halloween. All right, Daniel. Thumbs up.
I need help.
Now remember, if you are in the watch party in the support group and you do not want your name mentioned, when you type out your question or suggestion, put a little notation, not to mention your name too, because we are on the public group, and that's the only reason. Public page. I'm sorry. That's the only reason I'm saying that. You guys, they can't see, but everybody who's looking in on the public page, they can. Aloha, JC. Janine, hello. I'm on the watch party, Linda. Are you doing the main?
Yeah,
Or are you in the
yeah,
watch party?
no, I'm on the main. I started a watch
Okay.
party, but I can't locate it.
Okay.
Steve's looking for it now. He's looking for my watch party.
Okay. Jennifer says, does anyone else have a problem with their child listening? And my son gets something in his head and he will not stop till he does it. Anyone else? Well, you guys have probably just witnessed what I was going through. I could say no a million times, and my son still until he gets what he wants. Anyone else have that issue with their children? But yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about, not listening. Oh, Leanna says her daughter does that too. Okay.
Monica asked, says she's trying to get her daughter homeschooled. Monica, how old is your daughter? You live in the Central Valley, right? And what grade is she in?
Eating my chips. Rachel says, is there anyone else that their child has autism with Tourette's? Anyone? Rosanna says, I think Centria Autism Services. We are a growing company. I work there. Oh, okay. That's who I'm going through for my son's autism. So yeah, check that out in Mississippi. Maybe they have. Who was that asked that? That was Kelly. Yeah, check out Centria. That's who I get my services, my son's services through to. Well, hello, Benton Group. Thank you for joining us. Corey from
Monica's.
Washington. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Monica, she's 4 and you're in Modesto. You're trying to homeschool her, like a preschool homeschool her, like, or are you planning ahead for kindergarten?
Glad you made it in, Della.
Hi, Della.
Lisa Marie says, I live in Melrose Park. My grandson is 6, autistic, and needs ABA therapy, and Medicaid will not cover it. I cannot afford it. Is there any free help?
What
So,
state did she
go
say?
ahead.
What state did she say?
Where's Melrose Park? Oh, Illinois. I think that's Illinois.
I wonder,
Melrose Park, Illinois.
I don't understand why Medicaid's not covering it.
Right, me neither. I would think they would definitely cover it. I don't, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say they wouldn't specifically cover ABA therapy? Because usually Medicaid would, help with that, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure of how all states Medicaid work, but
Unless she has a share of cost or something, and so it's a limited Medicaid
Lisa Marie, is it limited or let me see if she
or share of cost.
is limited, Lisa Marie? You're saying yes? I'm not sure. Or oh yeah, Rosanna. I love Centria. I love my BT. She's beautiful. She's been working wonders with my baby. Yeah, Shay, her Department of Education should, but Medicaid also should cover some ABA, like in-home services. Well, they should. And again, I guess it just depends on what type of Medicaid coverage she has. A school, because my son gets it through school. Well, he's in an ABA type classroom and home services. She says they told me they are going to cover it, but could not. So they will cover it, but just won't give you a date. She has Blue Cross Medicaid.
Maybe because it's Blue Cross Medicaid instead of just state Medicaid.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably why they're taking so long, probably.
And Monica says, don't know. It's hard because she can't even get her to sit down and write her name. I don't know if you put her in preschool yet. If you have, you might get some idea. If not, sometimes
Excuse me, guys.
sometimes your kids will do more for in a school environment or for other people than they will do for you. So, and she's still young. She's you said 4. She hasn't gotten there yet. So, and then that too might be something like sitting down to write her name might not be something that she's quite interested in yet. Um, I think at kindergarten, homeschool becomes a little bit more clearly defined as far, especially in California. So that would be a good time, a good start. I guess you could even start now. Then also another option is, I know not everybody does medication, but there's more options for you once she turns 5. Oh, so she's not in school yet. So I guess I would say, of course, every parent is different. I would, instead of saying that it's not going to work, maybe give it a try and see if she doesn't give out some different behavior, some different effort with school than she does with you.
Jennifer asks, does anyone have a child that will only drink one certain thing and only eat a few things like pizza, chips, crackers, noodles, and chicken nuggets? Yeah, I had that. My son was on that certain type of foods thing for a while, especially chicken nuggets and French fries and ravioli. Now, I want you guys to feel free to interact with everybody else in the chat. If it's something you can answer or suggest, go right ahead. That's what it's all about. That's interacting with each other. Oh, Lori says her child eats like that. Okay. Hi, Leslie. And Jess says her child has texture issues and he doesn't like fruits or vegetables. No type of fruits, Jess? Grapes or anything?
So Monica says all she likes to do is eat and watch TV. Susan says, yes, I agree. My 4-year-old is talking more since preschool. Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer says, I want to know, what does the weight blanket really help with? I'm still learning. My son doesn't talk and I'm scared that he's in still. So I haven't used the weighted blanket, but it's a sensory type thing or comfort. Someone else that's using it may be able to help with that. Linda, maybe? You
I've never
tried to
used it
weight
either.
it? No.
No. Hi, Christina and JC and Carrie. I have the watch party going as well now. Okay, so everybody who just joined my watch party, if you ask a question, say a comment, you don't want your last name to be said or specifically even your first name, let me know. And let me know right before the comment or question that I'm going to read. Because this is live on our public page. Yeah, they do a lot. That's true, Monica. They do a lot with the kids in public schools. Monica, she's diagnosed with autism. Jessica asked, does any parent here whose child has a gene 2q duplication or gene 2 duplication?
A who?
If you get genetic testing done, you can find out with the gene duplication or deletion when your child has autism, but they can do genetic testing and find out if there's any deletion or duplication. And she's asking about a gene 2q duplication or gene 2
Okay.
duplication.
Okay. Tanya says, my son is 19. He's high functioning and in his second year away at college. Well, all right. He struggles socially and isn't able to make friends. He also has a hard time multitasking. What can I do to help him? I have not been able to find therapy for young adults. And that seems to be a problem with everyone finding therapies for adults. But wouldn't a 19-year-old still qualify for some type of therapy or no?
I don't know. I guess it would just depend on what the doctor is recommending. Like if a doctor prescribed ABA or certain types of therapies, I would think that once it's recommended, it would be covered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tanya. So maybe see if his medical provider can help. I'm sure you probably have asked, but maybe someone knows something. Lauren says Illinois Medicaid won't cover any ABA. Really? That's
Maybe it goes.
interesting.
It is interesting because Medicaid is a federal program. Most of it is financed federally, and then some of it breaks down to state-wise coverage. But I would think that ABA should have been under the federal umbrella.
Wow.
And then what money
Right.
they don't have left after that, the state covers.
Yeah,
But
because I
different
thought.
states.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I thought Medicaid covered all, well, autism services in general.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
I
that's
know that.
interesting.
I know that. I was gonna say. California had the law where your private insurance had to pick it up first, and then other programs picked it up, which is like Medicaid,
Okay.
Medi-Cal. So I guess every state can have a different setup or different situation.
Yeah.
Monica says, yeah, she's diagnosed with autism. Monica, the reason why I asked that is because if she's diagnosed with autism in California and she's 4 years old, normally when they hit 3 years old, all their services have to come from the school. So I was wondering if she's in preschool or a preschool program for autism right now. And
You know what, Lisa?
I will message you that. I will message you that information.
Lisa Marie, did they say you needed like a writer for the Medicaid? I'm thinking, since you have Blue Cross. Sometimes you have to specifically say you need an autism writer with your insurance. I learned that the hard way. So you have Blue Cross. I would call Blue Cross and ask them. Wow, that's it. She says lots of places won't take Medicaid.
Oh, who said this? Is this the one in Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
So lots of places won't take it. Now that's going to be a different thing. Is that who's going to accept it is another story. But does Medicaid is Medicaid willing to pay for it? That'll be one thing. So it's the same thing with dental and your doctor, private doctors. They can pick and choose to accept Medicaid or not because the turnaround, what they get paid is less than what private insurance or private parents will pay. So whether they accept it or not is another story. But Illinois is paying for it. through their Medicaid. They may be willing to do that. Maybe you're just not finding, like it sounds like you're just not finding somebody to accept it, the right company to accept it.
Yeah, that could be possible. Yeah.
There is, somebody said, let me see. And Monica, like I was saying, I will message you that information. And, oops.
And Leanna says, my daughter had ADHD, autism, sensory, and language disorder. And my little boy is being assessed for these due to his signs. Okay. Oh, it's two Leannas. Other Leanna says, my son is 10 years old and he has dexterity issues, so he can't write. Some kids need OT and PT. Yep, that's true. The older they get, they try. Yeah, Della. That's how DeAndre was. He got a little older, and I think his appetite just got,
Died.
and he would try other things instead of the same old things. Oh, Marlo won't eat vegetables. Marlo. I'm sorry, you guys. My mom called. Robin says, my grandson is trying to keep it together. They cut his meds because he was a zombie on it. Oh, wow. Did you try a different med? I know I went through that where my son was a zombie. He just wasn't himself. I actually went through a couple of different medications before we found the right one. We finally found the right one, the right dosing, and he's still alert during the day. He's just calm. But we did have one medication that he was just zoned out, and I didn't like the way he looked on it, so we immediately took him off that. But sometimes you have to go through a couple, especially if they need it. If they need it, you have to go through a couple, because sometimes you don't want them to hurt themselves. Like my son, he bounces off the wall. And I get so scared. He climbs up on things and he jumps. He just will not sit still. And then it's good for him too in school because he concentrates a little better. Well, he focuses a little better. But yeah, make sure they have the right dosing. Yeah, they need help. They really do.
Christina says, what can you do to help with bedtime? Because now I let him play video games, but when he starts school, I don't want games to be a habit. But he won't go to bed until 2 a.m. and I'm exhausted. And I don't want to get angry. Sorry. so I don't want to get angry with him. Wait, hold on a second. So I don't want to get angry with him because I know it's not him. I don't know. If he's gotten into the habit of going to bed like that.
Oh, bedtime. Okay.
If he's gotten into the habit of going to bed like that, I guess it's a matter of breaking his habit. Mary Jo says, I have a grandson and a granddaughter that have meltdowns in public often. What do you do when people stop and stare at them? Nothing you can really do.
Right.
But maybe ahead of time or after the fact is to reassess how you will handle that when it does happen, because it's going to happen. To me, it depends on how big the meltdown is, and I have no time to pay attention to anybody else at that moment. All I can do is worry about, I kind of put blinders on. Sometimes I see the people, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it depends on how big it is and what I'm having to deal with and what I'm having to handle. Yeah, so I guess it all depends on that, but I try to go into it ahead of time now, like planning how will I handle this, because I know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Preparing myself. What to do with a child that won't eat food at all? Angela, what is your child eating? What type of thing, even if very limited? Hi, Rosa.
May have to get what's that, protein shakes. If they're not eating, those are the vitamins.
Pediasure.
Yeah.
Megan says it's state regulated and not every provider accepts Medicaid. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It's probably a matter of finding the providers that will accept it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. See, I learned something else new. See?
Yeah, that's the same thing like dentists. You call a certain dentist. Dentists are more clearly defined as far as that. They either accept the Medicaid or they don't. Hospitals and doctors, you kind of know right away. They kind of give you a list of which ones do and don't.
God bless you, ladies. It is nice to get on here with you both. Well, God bless you too, Robin. Thank you.
Thomas just says verbal or nonverbal. So I guess he's asking everybody if their autism, the person on the spectrum, if they're verbal or nonverbal. My daughter is verbal.
My son is still considered nonverbal, but he's verbal. Medically, he's nonverbal, but he's verbal. Hi, Casey. I'm new. My son is 4 years old with ASD. Welcome.
Okay, so Megan says be prepared, and if at all possible, use it as an awareness tool. I think she's talking about the public meltdowns. Yeah, be prepared as possible. I agree. And I've had to do a lot of talking to myself that there's two ways I go into it. There's the people I will probably never see again. Oh, well, so what, there's those people I know, those are the harder ones. And I just think if they know me, then they know what I'm dealing with, and either they can understand or not understand. And that's kind of how I deal with it. But I do look at some of the situations where I know it could have went bad, and I just kind of reassess that over and over, think of how bad it could have went, what would have handled, what would have changed, and just try to prepare myself if that comes up again. And then I just go from there. And then so when it does happen, I'm thinking, oh, this is the situation like that, and this is how it should be handled.
Casey says, need help with advice with temper tantrums. He is a thrower, and a screamer. Oh, so he has them often, huh? Is it usually because of something? What is it that he usually wants? Why is he throwing the tantrums? And I guess
Angela
another
said,
thing to ask is he verbal or nonverbal? Oh, go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
oh, Angela says, oh no, it's okay. Angela says bananas and oatmeal cream pies. I give him 2 to 3 Pediasures every day. That's good that he has the Pediasures. I'm surprised that it's banana and oatmeal. Wait. Is it banana and oatmeal cream pies? Like, so he eats one thing, banana and oatmeal cream pies? Or is it bananas and then oatmeal cream pies?
That
Either which
sounds
way,
good too.
I know, I was just thinking that. But it's funny because, oh, not funny, but it's their textures. That's why I was asking, like, is it bananas and oatmeal cream pie or banana oatmeal cream pie? Because you would think both of those are textures that wouldn't be too easy to deal with. But almost zero food now. At least he does take the Pediasure. That's a good thing right there because it's probably one of the healthiest things right now that he could be getting. I would say that that's probably better than, say, like the chicken nuggets and the fries and the things like that. So at least he's getting something healthy.
And Della says, inform his doctor. But what is the doctor saying? What is the doctor saying?
To her about the diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the pediatrician saying, Angela, about his diet? Yeah, Megan, agreed. If they don't know, I just say autism and they typically understand. Typically, they seem like they should, and they do, but then, like I was reading something, there's a few times you see on the page post that even when you say autism, they don't understand.
Does anyone have any suggestions for Casey? She says his fits happen generally. This is the one that was asking about temper tantrums. His fits happen generally when he doesn't get his way. He is verbal. He can't speak in sentences, though, only select words. He throws fits when transitioning too. Now, my son does the tantrum thing, but I usually know when he does that. Sometimes those I just really ignore. But he'll keep coming and trying to tell me what he wants when he's having a tantrum in the middle of his tantrum. He can't control himself. Oh, she says he becomes angry or upset or frustrated. Okay, Donna. Oh, go ahead.
Leisha says, my son wants to eat too much. He has gained so much weight. I'm worried. He is in the transition of changing meds. This is probably the 3rd time. And nice to meet you, ladies. Nice to meet you too. And he has taken Latuda now instead of Abilify. Any advice? I'm not familiar with either of those. I've heard of Abilify and I know some of it. I know that they do have some. I know Abilify does have weight gain. As far as switching and to Latuda, I don't know anything about Latuda, even the type of class of medication that it is. Anyone that might have information, that was for Leisha. And Thomas says, I can only speak for what worked for us, but a schedule is great for bedtime, so your child knows what time to shut it down. And if you stick to it, you'll be blessed, LOL. My daughter knows anything after her bedtime is a gift. And that's true. I think it's just going to take breaking the habit of him thinking that bedtime equals playing video games. And it sounds like you said because school's coming up, you want to change it. So it seems like this was like a summer routine. Oh, two different things. He eats bananas and oatmeal cream pies. So those are the two things he eats, and then Pediasure. Okay, I was also advised to try to redirect his energy by showing pictures of things on the iPad. When he was younger, it could last for hours. Now that he's 14, it's smaller because they are smaller because he knows how I'm going to react. Angela said that her pediatrician said his weight is fine. So I guess that wasn't an issue about the Pediasure and the pies and bananas.
Oh, okay.
And that was Della. I don't know if Della's in the watch party or if she's in here, but
Yeah.
she'll hear what I'm saying. Good evening, ladies. I hope everyone is fantastic. Had a fantastic weekend with minimal meltdowns. I will say in the beginning, it seems like I wasn't going to be able to get through this, but power of prayer and a good support team can help with anything. My twin daughters will be turning 26 years old on September 9th. They still have meltdowns when they are overstimulated. I'm now using CBD oils, and it's amazing. My girls do talk and are very independent, self-sufficient. There are a few things that they cannot do when they just want to be adults and independent. Unfortunately, the world is filled with lots of bullies, which is really sad. Think positive and always encourage your kids to never give up. We have a little saying that we call the 4 Ps: patience, practice, progress, perfections. Have a blessed evening to each and every one of you. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, I agree with that, Angela. Eventually, he's going to get tired of the Pediasure. My thinking is that if he gets tired of the Pediasure, hopefully he replaces it with something, because he's eventually even going to get tired of the bananas and the oatmeal cream pie. Even though he likes that a lot now, like Emily's favorite things or her most eaten things, I can see her getting tired of. So hopefully maybe there's something that he will switch to. If I would think that he probably drinks different flavors of it. Maybe saving the new flavors, so when he's getting tired of one, then he has something new to go to. So at least maybe you can stretch out the time period of Pediasure, or maybe adding all the flavors now, and therefore he has lots to choose from, at least in the Pediasure group. Maybe that still might buy him time. Someone says, John says, I try to redirect my son to something he likes. Blowing bubbles works for him. Wow. And Latuda is supposed to work like Abilify, but less eating. Any suggestions about what I can do to feed him less? I was talking to my pediatrician about that, and because I can't control what she's eating because her choice is so limited, he said, let's try to control how much of that preferred item she's eating. So she has some food. So she wants chicken nuggets and fries almost every day, or pizza. So he's like, okay, well, so she's gonna eat those things, but how about we limit how much of it she eats? So she used to eat like a 10-piece. Now we've gone down to a 6-piece, and she could eat like 3 value fries. She goes down to 2 value fries. So we're limiting more of what she's eating, even though she's eating the same types of food. And then he said feeding her on a smaller plate. So we know a smaller plate to us is one of the diet tricks that we think, oh, our plate is full, even though the plate is smaller. And he said, so she's not understanding that this is a trick of the mind, such and such, da, da, da. But when she sees a plate, she's going to think, oh, my plate is full, even though the plate is smaller. So she's not going to think the same way we're thinking. We're tricking ourselves. She's just going to see the smaller plate, but she's still going to see that it's a full plate. So it shouldn't bother her as much.
And I want to mention that Donna is giving Casey some very good tips about for her son in the tantrums. That's what it's all about. Thank you. It's wonderful.
And Angela, I don't know if you've been in here before. I feel like I recognize your name, but I'm not sure. But we were talking about a problem eater and a picky eater. So they're two different things. Maybe talking to your doctor about it. Picky eater is more of somebody who will come around eventually and eat certain foods that they do not like or that they're saying they don't like. A problem eater will go without eating. They will literally starve because they were actually having problems eating it. So you might want to talk to your doctor to differentiate the two and maybe ask for feeding therapy. Feeding therapy I think feeding therapy would be very important right here because you're down to three different things.
Della says, don't stress that they're picky eaters, different foods and drinks. They'll be going to be picky about it's a sensory issue. Don't force it on them. Yeah, because DeAndre, like I said, I think DeAndre has an issue with rice for some reason.
Yeah, see. And that's where I would say, yeah, if it's a problem eating thing, then you really don't want to push it because it's not going to do anything anyways. They're just not going to be able to tolerate it. Like Emily's wanted to eat apples and she's bit into the apple, she's chewed the apple, and because she wants to try different things and eat healthier, and she's even talked about that. But when she chewed it, she whatever was in her stomach came up, the apple came right back out, but she was willing to put it in her mouth and chew it. But that's where it would be different between a problem eater and a picky eater. A picky eater would be like, no, I don't want that, I don't like that, and she was actually physically trying to eat it and physically could not do it.
Yeah, DeAndre was picky. But Elizabeth says he is also very picky. He likes certain textures and flavors. He is hooked to mac and cheese and noodles. My son loves mac and cheese, but it has to be homemade mac and cheese. Mm-hmm.
Who says this? My son is nonverbal and has his fits when he gets frustrated. He is now on Zoloft, Respital, which I think is Respiridol, and a sleep aid. And has it gotten better, John? You're welcome,
Hi,
Nisha.
Mary Kay. First time, welcome.
My son never ate many things. He's very sensory, but now he eats things on a bigger scale. Meaning more foods or more of the same foods?
And I was thinking when you said they get tired of them, I'm thinking about DeAndre and that ravioli. Just one day he was like, no more. I couldn't go to the grocery store without getting cans and cans of ravioli. Then all of a sudden he won't touch it now. He will not touch it.
Yeah, they get tired. And good evening, Megan. She says she has to go, but food therapy worked wonders for us. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a matter of helping them learn a way to tolerate it or to try it.
Elizabeth says, I just started him in autism counseling. He has to have help with fine and gross motor skills. Okay, good. Good. He's getting therapy. NHS. Nana says we are so lucky in the UK to have the NHS. What is that, Donna? That's I guess that's you guys' form of Medicaid. I feel for you all having to go through getting Medicaid. Sounds so stressful. Yeah, some have to use it, and I thought it was a all around thing, but I learned something new this evening. Mary Kay says I have a 22-year-old ADHD, high end autism, and low grade Asperger's. Oh, that's a term I never heard. Very picky eater, eats certain foods, and won't try anything new. Okay. Do you think it's a sensory issue or he's just picky? He has his favorites. National Health Service. Okay. Yeah. I wish we did have it all around. That would be wonderful. She says NHS is UK's free health care.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Elizabeth says my son needs ABA therapy and no one in my area does that. Where do you live, Elizabeth? Oh, Mary Kay says it's a sensory issue. If you take him out of his comfort zone, he will get very upset. Okay. My son hates hamburger, but will eat cheeseburger. Oh, so it has to have cheese on it. Okay. Maybe because he likes what he likes. Give me my cheese.
Mm-hmm. John says, I'm in Central. MI is Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Central Michigan and we don't have much help. He has been on the waiting list for the last 8 months.
Central Michigan. Are you saying you're in the probably towards the north? Or is that a little town or something? I'm here in Detroit. So,
And he says ABA. Yeah, for ABA.
wow, really? Well, I guess here it's plentiful around here. I never had to get on. Only thing I had to be put on a waiting list for was the testing. Like now, we're on a waiting list waiting to get a certain type of test for the insurance company. They need a certain type of diagnostic test.
He's about 3 hours north of Detroit.
Okay. Yeah.
And he said he's also, I missed what you just said, but he said he is also.
Oh, waiting on the waiting list for the diagnostic test.
Yeah, I guess that's what he's saying.
We're in ABA service. We have it now, but the insurance, we have to get this certain type of test for the insurance to continue it.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah. If we don't get that, I think it's AAEC or something like that. But if we don't have that certain type of test, then we have to stop the ABA until we get it, even though he has plenty of diagnostic tests. I don't understand why you need something else that's going to say he has autism.
Because everybody wants it from somewhere else or a different source,
Right.
that type of thing. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I never had to do that. I only had to have the one diagnosis. Even I went back to another psychologist who was going to do it with her medical in her hospital setting and everything, as far as like one was the regional center and one was her medical insurance. And he looked at it and he just wrote off and said he accepted the first diagnosis. She never had to have another diagnosis. That was in
Wow.
'07. She's never had. They've
Lucky.
done assessments, but no diagnosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see it though,
We
because I want to know the number, the
mhm,
specific.
the levels. Yeah,
Hmm.
because the last one he had was where that's when they gave him the levels. The one before,
Hmm.
because I tell you, every time we get into a program, we have to have a test. And I know that one was changed. That's one of the newer tests that he just had in September. But the insurance company doesn't take that type of test. They want another type of test. And I'm
Oh.
like, so we're on the waiting list. We are on, let me tell you how this goes. We are on the waiting list to get on the waiting list for an appointment. So
Oh
we're
my
on a
goodness.
waiting list to get on a waiting list for an appointment.
That's bad. Is that for
Right.
Detroit City or is that for Michigan?
Well, there's two places near me. There's 5 places that give this diagnostic test. So there, one is here in the city, that's Henry Ford, and Beaumont Autism Center is the other. That's out in Southfield. One in Southfield and one in Dearborn. So those are the two that's near me.
Oh, okay. Oh, Henry Ford Medical Center, right there in
Yeah.
Dearborn. That's what
Hmm.
you're talking about. Oh, okay.
Well, this one is in Detroit. This Henry Ford Center is in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, John says my boys were with their mother when they were removed by CPS and placed with me in January. It's been a long, hard road to get him where he is now. Yes, and it can take 8 months to get the call for ABA. And he's the same
Wow.
guy talking about Michigan. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, see, now I didn't have a problem with the ABA. I called, well, I'm going through Centria. I called them and right away I had to do a diagnostic test for not Centria, but at that time I think I had HAP. So that was why. That's why. But I got in, I had a back and forth with my insurance company. But once I got that situated, it was on and popping. So it's just these doggone diagnostic tests that these insurance companies want. Applied behavior analysis. It's behavioral therapy. Donna. Donna asks, what is ABA? You can have in-home and center-based therapy where they work with your child, depending on what areas you want to work with. And like with my son, I want him to be a little more independent and learn some life skills. So he's learning how to do things around the house, and um, he's learned how to use the bathroom properly, shower and brush his teeth and things he needs to know. He'll be working on cooking skills later. Yes, it's worked wonders. I say a lot of things that she does with them because I don't have the patience. A lot of times we just go ahead and do stuff for our kids. They come in and they help them get a routine going. And he seems to really respond to her. So it's worked out because now he's doing things that he wasn't doing before, and he's even talking more. He's even, trying to say more words. So
He says I have CPS at my house every week because of what their mom put them through, but the school is very impressed with their improvement. That's good.
mhm.
It's good that they're making improvement. It's also good that CPS is continually checking up on them
Yeah.
and
Beautiful.
concerned.
Elizabeth says her son was genetically tested and has 3 chromosomes missing.
I've seen that more and more. If not the specifics, but if anybody can list right here, how many have had genetic testing done on their children? Like I was going to talk to the pediatrician last time I seen him and ask, but I didn't. But I wanted to know, like, what's the percentage or what amount of us actually go through or are offered genetic testing. And I don't mean testing like as like through a study, but I mean specifically through your medical.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because seeing a deletion or a duplication would show that at least in your specific case, and it was the cause of autism, show in your specific case whether they were born with it. Not saying they were born with it or not, but specifically if there was a duplication or deletion that caused autism, that you would know that your child was born with it.
Yeah, like they can pretty much tell if your child is going to have Down syndrome through
Exactly.
the amniocentesis test.
Yep.
Donna says when Alfie was getting diagnosed, they automatically did genetic testing. Wow, okay.
Did they? Who said this?
Donna Phillips.
And how old is her? She said it was a boy, right?
How old is it a girl, Alfie?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear if it was boy or girl. Okay.
Yeah, how old? Elizabeth says it's a lot of blood work. Hey, Veronica. Veronica just made it in.
Hey,
Good
Veronica.
evening to you.
And John says, "This is my first time on here, but it's nice to get things off my chest and get advice. Thank you." You're welcome, John.
Welcome. Is he a part of the dad's group?
Oh, that's right,
Let me
John.
know.
We have a AutismAndUs support for dads. You might be interested in that group. You look like you qualify. You have to be a dad. So they yeah, so you can Steve will probably put the link in here. Or he can message you the link, or you can message myself or Anita, and we can get the link to you, because sometimes the watch party goes down and then you won't be able to locate the link. But if you're interested in that, we can show you. I think it's also pinned in the announcements on the support group. So if you're not on the LLC but in the support group, you will be able to find it. It might even be on the LLC's announcements.
Elizabeth says her son's was a deletion and Alfie is a boy. Okay, I'm sorry, Donna.
Okay.
So Alfie is
it's
a
a deletion.
boy.
Okay.
Now Donna said that was Elizabeth. Donna says he is almost 7. I believe that here the bloods for genetic testing are all sent to just one hospital, Great Ormond Street in London. So it takes months to get them back. Okay.
Oh, okay. I heard I was reading an article some time ago, and it, you know how you always read different studies as far as the most recent study of cause of autism, things like that. There was one that I was reading, and they were saying when you have 23 chromosomes and when you have an extra one, it becomes Down syndrome. It was saying that they thought that autism might have half a chromosome or more back, and that might be a cause for autism in some, of course.
But
But it was a half
what
a
you mean
chromosome
half?
deletion.
What you
So
mean
like
half?
there's a half a so that with 23 chromosomes, I guess with Down syndrome there's a duplicate. So with autism, they were wondering, I forgot how many years ago this was, that there was a deletion of half of one of the chromosomes, half or more of the chromosomes in deletion, that was causing autism. And I think she said, was he missing 3 chromosomes? which
Yeah,
would be,
delete. Yeah.
yeah, deleted. And somebody else said that there was there was a duplication of a certain gene that was on hers.
Okay, and before anybody gets under a bunch here, we know everyone has differences of opinion of how their child got autism, and we respect that. So no arguments, please.
Mhm.
We're just
And
talking.
that's why I said their cause or their child, especially the ones, because there's
Mhm,
people who have genetic testing done and they have answers like this. Then there's others who have genetic testing done and have no answers. There's
mhm.
nothing wrong, you know, that can be pinpointed in the blood work or in the genetics. So that's why I always say with their case, like I said, if it's genetic and they can find a deletion or duplication, they can rightfully say their child was born with autism if that was the cause of the autism, because those chromosomes were duplicated or deleted before birth.
Right. I would be interested in doing that.
Hmm. I
Have
would
genetic
too.
test.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would too. And then I think that I would probably be hopeful that they found something. And then if they didn't find something, then I'm back to where I am now. And there would still be no
Mhm.
answers, and there'd just be the guesswork. And then what did I do wrong? You know, all just the
Yeah.
whole, you
Yeah.
know, what decision, you know, what turn did I make, you know, everything like that.
The answer is still not there.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of want to get it done, but yeah, but then again, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up either, but it would be nice to see if there was something genetically there that was, you know, clear. Uh, my son sometimes goes into his own world and paces viciously for hours like he's in a war. Do you think do you, do you think he will grow out of it? He is 5 and now done this for 3 years. I've seen Emily get into these things where she has these she had these things that she would do, maybe stims or certain behaviors, and it seemed like they went on forever. And I thought they would never stop. Like she would do this one where she was just licking her hand. She would just lick her hands and just. There was one where she would do her hand like this, almost like she was talking to her hand or her hand was talking. There were just these ones that she would do forever. And they all came independently, like it was like she's going through this, or remember when Emily used to do this. And they seemed like they were never going to go away. And then soon as they were gone, but you didn't remember it until like, oh my goodness, she doesn't do that anymore. But there were
Mhm.
certain things that she did that felt like they were never going to end, and they did end.
Oh
And Nikki,
wow.
she's 14 now.
Okay. Donna says Alfie was diagnosed at 2.5 and had his genetic testing then. Our pediatrician that ordered them said he does it routinely as autism can be a symptom of something else rather than standalone. I'm not sure how accurate that is, though. It's just what he said. Alfie's genetic test came back clear.
See, that's what I was going to bring up. I was going to be that it could be a symptom, or it could also be they're talking about it has to be clearly diagnosed, and for a study to really clearly work as far as can it be seen genetically or could it not, it would have to 100% always be diagnosed correctly, which we don't always know that that's happening. That's impossible to know. Then
Right.
there's I want to say there's two other disorders, and they're really called disorders, that are similar to autism. The symptoms are really close, and I seen them both on the page, and I have to go back
Yeah.
and find them.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
weren't. Yeah, but they're being confused with autism, but they're so close, but it's not autism. And to know which one your child has, to me, would almost be, I guess, if those show some kind of marker where you can find out health wise that yes, they have this disorder, then you would know clearly that it was different. But as far as the symptoms go, they look exactly the same.
Hmm. That's one that's it's a syndrome. You're
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
make me look
syndrome.
it
Yeah,
up. I gotta
but
look it up now.
was that the one that it affected more girls than boys? The syndrome
Yeah, I
one?
think so.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
look
the
it
one
up.
I'm talking about.
That's
It
gonna
was it was
bug
a
me
couple
all
months
night.
ago. Yeah, it was a couple months ago. I forgot what it's called, and but the name, I forgot what it's called, but the name even was significant that I should have remembered it by the name. So to say, everybody would have to be correctly diagnosed to say, you know, there's just so many things. There's so many what ifs and so
William,
many, what was that?
the the one that I was thinking of is
Uh-huh.
Williams syndrome, but they have several.
I've heard of that
They
one.
have
Yeah.
Angelman, Angelman syndrome,
Hmm.
and of course Fragile X.
Hmm.
Um, they have Landau-Kleffner syndrome, Prader-Wills syndrome, Rett
I've seen that
syndrome,
one. Rett
and
syndrome, yeah.
tardive, I can't, tardive dyskinesia. I think I pronounced that halfway right. And Williams syndrome. And the only reason I remember
Okay.
Williams syndrome,
Hmm.
guess, just this is going to be kind of funny. Well, I was watching my favorite show, and
Which is what?
uh, now see, I done lost my train of thought.
Uh,
And it's supposed to be my
Williams syndrome.
favorite show. Yeah,
Why do you
Williams
know it's
syndrome.
called Williams syndrome?
Uh, it's gone. Y'all have to give me a minute. I done lost it.
Oops.
What is this show now? It's supposed to be my favorite. And I watch it almost every night. I'm drawing a blank. It'll come to me, but it was on the show. They had a girl that was in court. She was on the stand and she had Williams syndrome. And because she was dating an older guy and she looked like she was like 16 or 17, but they couldn't do anything about it, something like that. But anyway, they call it Williams syndrome, Will
Oh,
syndrome.
okay.
It'll come to me, that show. Wait a minute. I hate when I do that. Just fogged up my brain just that quick.
And I don't know if the person who said that there was a duplication in the gene, and then there was a deletion in the gene, and they said present with developmental delays similar to autistic children. So this is another thing. It doesn't say exactly what this syndrome is called, but it's of the 22q. And remember, somebody said that there was a duplication of the 2q.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so that's what I was saying. So it would depend. I wonder too, so I guess it would have to be like, okay, so these kids are getting, or certain people are getting the deletion and duplications, and then are they still calling it autism? Which it sounds like they are calling it autism here. I mean, in these situations.
Yeah, I would have to do so. I'm interested in doing a little more research and seeing what exactly makes all of those things a little different.
Hmm. There was a study, I read it maybe a month ago, and I read
Mm-hmm.
it the day, like when I read it, it was like 2 or 3 hours old, the article. And I might have said this before, but it was about estrogen playing a part. And it was saying that all the women who ended up having, so the you know how you can get placenta tissue or things tested, you or amniotic fluid, there's certain things you can have tested after you give birth. And so when the kids that had autism and their amniocentesis, the amniotic fluid was tested, the levels of estrogen were way higher than should be. And so they were saying that that wasn't, so they always thought, or they were mostly looking on the male side as far as maybe this is from the fathers. And they did other studies, of course, for other things, but that was a very understudied area as far as estrogen playing a part. and extra estrogen being in the uterine wall in the womb and going into the, of course, you would find it in the amniotic fluid too. But they said that scientists were very excited about that, geneticists and scientists, because it was very understudied. So they said they might have answers in that estrogen, high levels of estrogen playing a part to it, especially because it affected boys more than girls. And
Yeah.
maybe when it's affecting girls, but they would have to prove that higher levels of estrogen would also affect girls in a certain way in brain development. But they're working on that now. But it was a really neat article.
Okay.
That was only a few weeks ago, I believe. Month to a few weeks.
You'll have to tell me where that's at too, so I can read it.
Yeah, I'll
Read up
send you the
on it.
article on that.
Well, we're gonna take this to 8:30. We've done it again, an hour and a half. So maybe from now on, instead of saying an hour, we'll just do an hour and a half. Time goes by really fast when
It does.
everybody's chatting. It's real
Mhm.
good, real good.
Denise, I don't know if Denise is still here, but she says DJ's into chicken nuggets and wafer cookies and was on Pediasure to gain weight, but doesn't like it. He's 30 pounds, but has poor growth hormones. And I don't know how old. Denise, how old is DJ?
Elizabeth says, my husband and I were both genetically tested, and my husband tested negative for everything, but I tested positive for everything my son has. Interesting. So, do you guys, Elizabeth, have other children? Have they been tested also? Leslie, when my son stims, he does something with his hands, a roll type, but he will cross his eyes and he's looking dead at, I can't do it, but, and then he has to open his mouth and he'll do that momentarily. I never noticed him staring off in space, but that could be, her way of stimming.
Tracy says, my daughter is 9 and won't eat anything but chicken nuggets and pepperoni pizza. Yeah,
Chicken
Emily's chicken
nugget.
nuggets and fries and pepperoni pizza, no sauce.
I think that's a favorite of most of our
I think
babies.
so.
Chicken nuggets and fries.
Yeah. The pediatrician told me, Emily's doctor told me, he said, because those are comfort foods, those are things that make you feel good, and that's what they hang on to. When they eliminate everything else, they hang on to those types of foods.
Okay, Elizabeth said she tested positive for autism and the 3 chromosome deletions, just like her son. She has another boy and a little girl, and they are both normal. Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he does that too, Leslie. The jumping up and down. So she says Grace, when she stims, she hums, laughs, and jumps up and down in a circle. So, okay, we're going to wind down, everybody. We appreciate you all for showing up to tonight's Sunday Live. Let's Talk Autism. We're here every Sunday. Well, not here. We'll be in the group next Sunday. Same time, same space. Oh, Mary.
Yep.
Mary Kay says, may I ask when you do this live chat? Every Sunday. Linda pops on every now and then for a random in the group, in the support group. But we do, this one is every Sunday together in the support group. Every now and then we'll come on oh, you're in the watch party, so you're in the group. But every Sunday, same time, we'll be right here. And we have an open discussion of Let's Talk Autism. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. We appreciate you all. You have any more questions over there, Linda, before we log out?
No, just Ronnie says, Ronnie says, my son loves pizza and chicken, but is starting to eat more food. That's good. One thing I wanted to say was that we have a poll going right now under the announcement section in the group, in the support group, as far as regarding another group for homeschooling. So if you guys want to go over there and vote whether you'd be interested or not, that'd be great to have your input. Again, it's under the announcements section of the group.
Yeah, yay or nay. And gentlemen, join our dad's group. And don't forget about Autism and Us Discussions and More group. That is our paid subscription group. It's only 99 cents a month. You will find all the information that we just mentioned right up under the announcement section. So until next time, see you guys. We appreciate you all.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.